Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, son of a, why can't any figures stand anymore? I can tell you why, we'll get into that in the review. But this is the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Rogue. What some people are saying is the best figure in the wave. Is it? I don't know. I do, but I'm gonna tell you later so that you stick around and I get that watch time going. But this wave has been very hit or miss, mostly miss. Slight hits here and there, and we're gonna see if this one's any good. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alrighty, so before we get into the figure, let's take a quick look at my package. I think it's a fine package. As I said before, it's not an actual retro version of anything. It's just a new package made to kind of look like an old toy package, though uglier than I think any of the actual retro cards. So there's that. Then we do get the reference artwork on there, which I'll bring out in a minute. And then on the back, you can see the figure, which actually looks better than the actual figure and then the other figures. I haven't reviewed this one yet. I forgot to buy it, and so I have to order it, but it'll be here soon, and then I'll be reviewing that too. Alright, so there's the packaging. Nothing special other than the reference that we'll have to use in a minute. Okay, so this figure stands... It's almost all reused parts, by the way. Just about 15.5 centimeters where her head would end, not counting her hair poof. It's about 6 inches, right around there. Here she is up against your average Darwin-sized figure, which is basically your middle ground for Marvel Legends. That's why I use him. He's a blank body with a bald head. It's perfect for scale comparison. I think she works pretty well. Okay, so question of the day. Let me move the camera as I'm saying this. Okay, so you guys have heard about like the whole Mandela, is it Mandela, I think it's that effect where something is different than you remember it, and it seems like a lot of people remember it that different way. Okay, that's the thing. Google it if you're not sure. Berenstain versus Berenstein or Steen Bears is a good example. I don't remember Rogue having a green jacket in the cartoon. I remember her having a brown jacket. I know she does in the comics, and so maybe my brain's just crossing those up, but does anybody else remember Rogue in the original Jim Lee-based X-Men cartoon in the 90s having a green jacket? I don't. I looked it up, and according to the internet, she does, but I don't remember that. So let me know if I'm just going crazy or if you guys remember a brown jacket as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop talking about the crazy stuff and talk about the actual figure. The colors are not right again. I don't personally care because they don't matter. Like, just the color of her green jacket. Yes, this looks better. All around this looks better because they have like the metallic finish on here, which is what that heavy shading implies. She has no metallic, it's just bright green. It looks pretty weird, but it's actually closer to what I remember her having. So I don't care personally, but it's technically wrong. Then the jacket, this is more of an olive drab, this is more of a hunter green. Again, that's wrong. So technically it's not good. I don't personally care because this actually goes better with this, but it's not right. And then lastly, we have the hair, which this looks way better. It's way more saturated red. This has very little saturation, same as Gambit. Her hair is way more dynamic and better looking than on the figure, and I think her face is way better looking here than on the figure as well. We'll get into that in a little bit more detail in just a second, but I do think the source material makes the figure not look good. Now, it's the pinless version of Rogue, which in some ways is better. I think the legs are better, the knee pads on the boots and everything, that's all good, except it has to be painted, and they did do a bad job painting it. It's really rough. Even these lines are not good. They're not terrible, especially on this side, it's a little bit better, but if you look extra close, and this yellow plastic they use is just horrible to film, but you can still see it's pretty sloppy, pretty ugly, especially at the tops of the boots. And then the knee pads are just, or the straps around the knees are just okay. So it's a little bit disappointing, but otherwise the paintwork is clean enough around the stomach and the boobages. The black is decent for sure. The red's okay. The logo's on the jacket. Not the best thing we've ever seen, but I guess it could be a lot worse. And now it's time to talk about the face. I don't like this at all. I know a lot of people say how great it is, but to me, it doesn't look like Rogue. Even from this new cartoon, it doesn't look like her. This just looks like somebody with soft features and an over-realistic set of eyes on a cartoon-looking body. It doesn't look good. The technical execution of it is good. The eyes are great, technically, but they're not accurate. They're too big. They're cartoonish, but realistic. It's weird. I think her face needs to be a lot more angular. She has a very curvy jawline, no real cheekbones, like no real features that make it look like Rogue to me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I don't care for it, but I can understand why people would like it. But objectively, I don't think it looks much like the actual character. And then for the hair, I think it's just way less detailed than it should be. Like this piece here looks like a tongue coming around, a cartoon tongue. I think the chunks of hair are a little bit thick, a little bit too much. And that's easier to sculpt, sure. And I guess if you're going for a cartoon like Fortnite look, then okay, but it doesn't really match the source. And the white not having any paint on it, and then the red being the wrong color, it just doesn't do it for me. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not like it's gonna look terrible on a shelf, but it could look much better easily and more accurate, so whatever. Okay, and then there's one other thing I wanted to bring up. I don't really need to bring this out, but I just want to show you. I have to mention this because it's a perfect demonstration of how little Hasbro cares about their property at all. So this is exactly how she came out of the package. Notice what she has in her hand here. We'll get to this. Okay, so let's do the aesthetic. Okay, aesthetic, 7 out of 10. It's perfectly adequate. All right, now accessory-wise, this is how she came in the package. You get one fist hand and one gripping hand holding a glove. All right, so accessories, you get another fist hand and a bare hand. Makes sense, fine, whatever. But in the package, this is how she came. Are they that lazy, that incompetent, or what is the reason? She's holding her glove and it's on. Why can't they have this hand be on her in the package? Actually make it look reasonable. Or, better yet, just put both fist hands on her and put the glove hand as an accessory. They just don't care. You're gonna see, if you wanted to display this, it looks ridiculous. And a lot of people do collect, especially these retro cards, on card. They don't open the figure. So why would you have all 3 gloves on the figure? It doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't really matter for an open collector at all, but I'm not here to put my own personal bias out there. I mean, obviously that's part of a review, but also there's an objective quality, which is this is stupid. And for those of you who do collect on card, they don't care. It's just stupid. So I wanted to put that out there. So accessory wise, 2 out of 10, you get basically 1 extra hand that's useful. The glove holding hand. All right, okay, let's talk about the articulation. The head, same old neck joint as before. It's a lollipop. Probably not going to matter too much because you can't really do much with her head. She's going to look to the side, okay. She's not going to look up really at all. And then of course you can break it forward like I already showed you, but it's not too high. Like relative to the body, the head's not too high. It's just the joints. Hasbro hasn't figured out how to articulate action figures yet. So maybe one day they'll get to it. I know they're kind of a new company, low budget sort of thing. So we have the, oh, that feels horrible. There's some kind of either flashing or like tabs built into the rotation on that. Ooh, that's really unpleasant to move, but I guess that's fine. So you have a ratcheted shoulder. I don't remember that being a thing before. And you can get the arm up nicely, so that's good. That's pretty nice. No bicep swivel up here, single joint down here, which definitely could be better. Slightly better than 90 degrees. I don't personally mind that. I think it's okay, but I think they can definitely do better. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge, that's all standard. This is all basically standard. Diaphragm joint, this is one of their better ones. It's not bad at all. Like I said, this body is definitely a better body overall, so that's good. Floating belt is okay. Hips going forward, no problem. She can kick just fine. They go back a little bit. Going out to the side, not great, but not bad. A little bit better than 45. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knee. Not bad, could be better. And then lastly, we have the ankle articulation, which is fine. It goes back, it goes forward, and it goes like that. So it's a perfectly adequate figure. Again, from the articulation perspective, I'll give it a 7. There's nothing special about it, nothing egregious. It's just another phoned in lazy release that's mostly reused parts that they really put minimal effort into. So is it the best figure in the wave? No, I still think Bishop is, despite all of his problems. He's a new sculpt, and he had a lot of good stuff going for him too. I would still say Bishop of the ones I've reviewed so far. We'll see how Storm comes out. I'm guessing she's mostly reused parts too, but we'll see. It's fine. It's probably second best. I think it's a perfectly adequate Rogue figure. You could swap out the head and have a decent one for sure with the other heads. But to me, it's just another blah figure. It's a 7 out of 10 overall. 7 out of 10. Nothing terrible about it other than the laziness, which is so apparent. And it's just another Marvel Legends that's not going to stand out in any direction. So there it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down is okay too. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.